Hello everyone, my name is Jacob, and today I should be building the F-35 jet fighter in Minecraft. Alright, so today we have this the Lockheed Martin, I should say F-35 2, Lightning 2 actually, and it is one of the most advanced airplanes currently, I guess, being used and around. It is considered to be a fifth generation fighter airplane, very similar to the Chinese J-20 that I've built recently as well. But unlike the Chinese J-20, this thing is much smaller. It looks much more nimble. So basically, let's go through the basics of what this plane is and how it's supposed to be used and some variants. So as I said, it was developed by Lockheed Martin. It is a single-engined jet fighter airplane. It is actually multi-purpose though. It has sort of quite a normal regular design, some side intakes, the double tail, much like the F-22 that you can see over there. It is like a smaller version, or it is like a smaller replacement for the F-22. I'm not sure they will be replacing the F-22 completely with the F-35. But I'm sure it will supplement, they will both supplement each other. Of course, the F-22 has two engines as opposed to one of the F-35. And I didn't say at the beginning, because it's kind of obvious, it is used by the United States and some other NATO countries, I believe. I think they're also quite expensive airplanes because they have a whole bunch of technology packed in them. They are considered very stealthy airplanes. I think that's one of the reasons for the smaller size, because obviously it's much easier to make a smaller object even smaller, considering radar detection, than a larger one. So basically I think they are building three variants of this airplane. I'm not sure what which one most of the countries are getting. I guess a mixture of all three. So basically there's just a standard version, so just nothing special about it, I guess, just the basic version. I think that's the A, and then you've got the second version is like a VTOL type thing. So basically it's got an auxiliary fan like right behind the cab over here, right behind the cockpit I should say, and it's got this sort of hatch that opens, and there's a fan in the inside there, and basically it provides additional thrust for vertical landing, much like the Harrier jet. Well, I guess I'm not sure how the Harrier works. I don't think the Harrier has like an auxiliary fan. I think that just transfers some like exhaust from the actual engine. Not sure how that works, but this one is actually very clever. It's connected to the engine with like a shaft. I hate the new system, by the way, for changing the weather, because it's not toggle downfall anymore. For whatever reason now it's weather clear, and I always forget. It's so annoying. Minecraft 1.13, it's just why? Anyway, let's just continue here. So I was talking about how the VTOL version of this airplane works. So basically it's got like a shaft connected directly to the jet engine, which is in the back obviously, and that sort of mechanically powers the fan. So basically the engine power is transmitted through a mechanical link basically, which is kind of cool. And then at the back there's a sort of like a flap, I guess, which directs the engine blast, I guess, downwards. So basically that's how you get 2 points of lift, like vertical lift. So we got one sort of roughly right behind the cockpit, and then you've got one roughly at the very back, and that's how you can pretty much take that thing off vertically, which is pretty crazy stuff. I can imagine why those things would be very expensive as well. And then the third version is like a carrier version, and I think that just has some better landing gear, some more reinforced landing gear and stuff, to basically be able to take more impacts when landing on carriers and taking off of carriers. Obviously those components get more stress in those situations. So I think I've told you everything. It is obviously a single-seater airplane. Oh yeah, I didn't touch on the multi-purpose role. So basically, I'm not sure about the other countries. I only read about the US for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. I guess because the US started the actual development of this airplane, and they just put a whole bunch of money on this in this project, the kind of money that most countries wouldn't even dream about having in their whole like budget for the whole year. But anyway, it's supposed to sort of fulfill most of the roles that modern aviators or like military sort of air support and air superiority roles and all of that stuff. It's supposed to fill a whole bunch of those. So basically, on one hand, that would somewhat or dramatically, depending on how you look at it, decrease costs for having like different airplanes for every role. On the other hand, obviously, it can't be perfect for any of those roles because it's sort of a jack of all trades. But they're trying to implement all of the modern technology that they can in this airplane so that it can help it do those roles as best as possible. And I think that's kind of cool. So before I talk too much, I've been talking for way too long anyway, let's just go ahead and build this thing. So sorry if you had to listen to me just ramble for like an eternity, and I wasn't building anything. You can just skip my rambles at the beginning of the videos if you want to, but I like to sort of outline what I'm doing and what it's all about. Obviously it's more like my impression of everything, because I sort of skim through the data and sort of make my own opinion of stuff most of the time. So if you're interested, obviously I urge you to look it up yourself always. Get your own sources that you can trust on everything, not just military airplanes, and be sure to read multiple sources always, and try to make your own opinions if at all possible. That way I can assure you your quality of life will improve. Let's just get rid of this stupid rain again. Alright, maybe it's gonna last longer now. So basically we've got some landing gear over here, and it's pretty standard. So the basic version has just a single wheel landing gear at the front, and the reinforced landing gear, the carrier version, has a double wheel landing gear at the front, which is just like a special fact. I'm not sure if it's a fact. You should really look it up. I'm just talking bullshit over here. So let's move on to the fuselage. So I've chosen this cyan terracotta blocks for most of the fuselage. These airplanes, as far as I saw on the photos, are generally this sort of dark grayish color, and they look kind of cool actually. Obviously, I don't have any sort of slabs or anything in that color, so I've just gone for just some normal stone slabs and some stone brick stairs. So we've got a nose here with a skeleton skull at the very tip. I don't have another way to make it narrower than one block, so that's gonna have to do. And then we can move the whole thing towards the back. So basically, I've got a line going all the way back to here, and then we've got basically the engine nozzle there. Okay, and then the cockpit is just above the landing gear over here. The cockpit glass is quite small. As I said, this is a single-seater airplane, and then behind that we're gonna go for some stone brick stairs and just some slabs going pretty much all the way back. Let's see, yeah, let's go just to there, so one block before the end there, and then on the bottom we're gonna start with slabs just after the landing gear here, and we're gonna just go with them all the way to the back as well. That's pretty much our top and bottom of the fuselage. The sides are gonna be a bit trickier. Obviously, as I said before, this thing has some side intakes and they're quite prominent, so I definitely had to include them in the design. So we're gonna go for some slabs, so one on the bottom and one sort of on the top layer of this block, and then after this we're gonna go one layer of slabs higher, and we're gonna have 3 slabs in that row. On the bottom we're just gonna go with slabs just like that, and we're gonna do that to about 2 blocks before the end there. Okay, and then we're gonna put on some stone brick stairs. These are gonna act basically as the walls for our air intake, but also we're gonna put them there so that the wings have a sort of a thicker spine, I guess. I'm not sure what the term is for the part of the wing that joins the fuselage. So we're gonna just have the stairs go pretty much to the end of the slabs on the bottom, and then we're gonna have a couple of just the normal blocks over here where the slabs on the top end, and that's pretty much our air intake for one side. As you can see here, looks pretty good. And then we can do the other side as well, so just do some slab work like this, and then on the bottom we got slabs, and then also on the top we got some more slabs, and then we've got some blocks, and then we've got some stairs, and that's pretty much all we've got. There we go. That's pretty good. Go too far with those slabs. After we got this, we've got pretty much the whole fuselage. We just have to do all of the stabilizers and control surfaces, and obviously we have to do the wings. Here you can see how the landing gear connects to the fuselage, so basically just connects to one of the stairs, just the one before the last one. So let's do the tail assembly, I guess, or the tail portion of the airplane. As you can see, it's got like quite a large tail, which is consisted of 2 vertical stabilizers, as I said before, and 2 horizontal ones, which are quite large as well. So let's do the the horizontal stabilizers first of all. So we're gonna just put some slabs, a couple of them right here, right behind those blocks there, and then we're gonna basically just expand this like that. So go out and then go out once more. There we go. And then we're gonna fill that in and have a slab there at the back here. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So 2 slabs, and then 1 goes out, and then 2 go out, and it's flush with the engine nozzle basically, and then 1 extra slab at the base, and there's our horizontal stabilizers. For the vertical ones, we're gonna go with some stone brick stairs, as you can see. So we're just gonna put some right on top of this slab over here, and another one right behind that one. And obviously they're gonna be facing inwards. So we got 2 on the bottom, and we're gonna have 1 on the top, just like that. And there's not gonna be anything connecting them. So something like this, and then exactly the same obviously on the other side. So I just use another stair there to help me place it. But that's pretty much our stabilizers. And then obviously we're gonna have to do the wings. So the wings, I made them quite simple. I couldn't really get the shape that they are in on the real one. So just gone with this shape. They are quite short and stubby, which doesn't help with obviously Minecraft sculpturing, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we just go with a slab there. So we start the wing 2 stairs into this row, which is at the edge of the air intake, and then we've got a row of 3 and another row of 3, and then we have another one here. So basically 2 more there, and that's it. That's our wing. Very simple. And then we've got another one obviously on the other side. This airplane has also some very cool sort of mounts for rockets and bombs, which are like in the fuselage, and they open like a bomber on the sides, like down here. Obviously I cannot include any of those in Minecraft, but you should look them up. They're really cool. And also I think they've got some hard points on the wings as well to mount stuff. So I think they can get pretty well armed, which is kind of cool. Also, I think we're pretty much done with this airplane. We can also add another skeleton skull to the engine nozzle there. But I think that's pretty much it for the F-35 Lightning II. Not sure why I said 2 in such a weird way. So let's go through the name again. It's the Lightning. It's the F-35 Lightning II, made by Lockheed Martin. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos, and I will see you next time.